Hello guys, welcome back. So let's start with a new topic, that is hip bones. So hip bone comprises of three main bones, that is ilium, ischium and pubis. But before moving on with the bones, let's know about the articulations which are present at your hip. Okay, so write on the topic, articulations at hip. Articulations means joints at hip. Okay, so starting with the first one, which is called as sacroiliac joint. And it is called a sacroiliac joint. Now the sacroiliac joint, here it means that the ilium bone will articulate with the sacrum. Ilium articulates with sacrum. The second joint here is pubic symphysis. Now pubic symphysis, it joins left and right pubic bones, or you can say left. The third is hip joint. Hip joint means the acetabulum of pelvis with head of femur. With head of femur bone. Okay, so what do you mean by acetabulum? You should know. But before that, you must also know this femur bone. This femur bone is present in your thigh. Okay, acetabulum, it is formed by, it is a cavity, it is formed by three hip bones. Okay, so all these three hip bones, the ilium, ischium, pubis, will contribute together and give you acetabulum. Okay, you should know. These three hip bones before puberty is connected by a cartilage which is known as triradiate cartilage. So write down, three hip bones before puberty connected by a triradiate cartilage. Okay, so it ossifies. This triradiate cartilage will ossify at the age of 15 to 17 years. Okay, 15 to 17 years. Okay, so these were some extra points about the hip. Now let's move on with the bones of the hip. So starting first with the ilium, you should know that ilium, it is the largest bone among all the three hip bones. Among all three hip bones. Okay, superiorly, or its superior margin, you can say superior margin is thickened, and this we call it as iliac crest. So what is iliac crest? The superior margin which is thickened of the ilium bone is called as iliac crest. It has an uppermost projection or spine-like protrusion which is called as anterior superior iliac spine. Okay, remember the structure anterior superior iliac spine, it is important, and they give you a question that we measured a distance between the two crests. Then what will such distance be called? It is called as intercrest distance. And if they ask you that we have measured a distance between two spines, then what will be the answer? It is called as interspinous distance. So just write down distance is equals to, they could ask you about intercrest distance or interspinous distance. Okay, now let's move on with the ischium bone. Ischium bone, it has a body, a superior ramus. Ramus means branch. Okay, and an inferior ramus. And an inferior ramus. Okay, postero-inferiorly means on the posterior side, but on the inferior portion of this ischium bone, it forms ischial tuberosity. What is tuberosity? A rough projecting surface, okay, for an attachment. Okay, and there is one point that you must remember about it, that when we sit, our weight falls on this ischial tuberosity. Okay, so when you're sitting, your weight is falling on which tuberosity? It is falling on the ischial tuberosity. Our weight falls on ischial tuberosity. Okay, then write down the next point about the ischium bone, that near the junction of superior ramus with the body, we have ischial spine. Okay, so near the junction of superior ramus and body of ischium on the posteromedial side, what is present? Ischial spine is present. Now this ischial spine is important because it gives attachment to two ligaments. Okay, and these two ligaments will help you form a foramen. So do pay attention to them. So I'm writing down the two ligaments. First write down. It gives attachment to two ligaments. So what are these two ligaments? Write down. Sacrospinous. Now, as I've told you earlier also, try to break the words and understand what it means, right? So, sacrospinous means what? Sacrum and spine. Which spine? We are talking right now about ischial spine. So, sacrospinous means the ligament that will join the sacrum and the ischial spine. Sacrotuberous means sacrum, tuberous, ischial tuberosity. The ligament joining the sacrum and the ischial tuberosity. Okay. Now, you must know the sacrospinous ligament. It will help you form the greater sciatic foramen. What it will help you form? Greater sciatic foramen. The sacrotuberous will help you form lesser sciatic foramen. Okay. Remember this. Now let's move on with the pubic bone. Now this pubic bone, like ischium, is also having similarly body, a superior and inferior ramus. Okay. Among this, you must know this superior ramus will form part of acetabulum. In the beginning, I said you acetabulum is formed with the help of all these three bones, right? So, from the pubic bone, which part? The superior ramus part will form the acetabulum. Now, there is something important about it, about the superior and inferior ramus. Write down that the superior and inferior ramus together encloses part of obturator foramen. Okay. Now if they are forming a part of obturator foramen, then some other bone should also come, right? So they together encloses the part of obturator foramen with which bone? With ischium bone. Okay. Remember this. And write down the next point about the pubic bone. The right and left pubic bone. Write down like this. The right and left pubic bone is joined by pubic symphysis. We already did this point, right? But rewrite it again. And the third point is about the pubic tubercle. Now what do you mean by pubic tubercle? It is present on the anterior surface. So it is a projection present on anterior surface of pubic bone. And remember this pubic tubercle also, it is very important. Okay. So as we have learned everything about the bones, now let's look at these features which I have told you into the pictures. Okay. No need to worry, you don't have to draw these pictures. I am just helping you revise everything which we have written through the picture so that you can visualize it and remember it very well. So starting first with the three bones we started, that is ilium, ischium and pubis. So in this left hand side picture, the first picture, you can see ilium bone. Okay. This is ischium. The green color bone is the ischium and blue color bone is the pubis. Okay. Ilium, I said to you that the superior margin is thickened. This superior margin which is thickened, this is called as iliac crest. Okay. So if you measure this distance from left iliac crest to the right iliac crest, this will be called as intercrest distance. Now let's look at anterior superior iliac spine. So can you see this portion? This pointed portion. This is anterior superior iliac spine. Okay. So this distance between the two spines will be called as interspinous distance. Okay. Now let's look at the pubic bone. For the pubic bone, as I said, it is having a body, a superior ramus and an inferior ramus. And this is the pubic symphysis. This white color part which I am shading right now, this is the pubic symphysis which will connect the right and left pubic bone. Okay. And here is the pubic tubercle present. Okay. Remember this. Where is the pubic tubercle? Present on the anterior side of the pubic bone. The ischium bone, you can see green color bone. This ischium bone is also having a body. It is having the superior ramus and an inferior ramus. So let's learn more about the ischium bone in detail in the second picture. So in the second picture, you can see this ischium spine. This ischial spine is present where? It is present where the superior ramus, which is, you cannot see from here, superior ramus and the body of the ischial bone is meeting, okay? And on the posterior side, and it is in the medial side, right? Posterior-medial side. You can see this ligament is connecting the sacrum and the ischial spine. So this is called as sacrospinous ligament, which will form what? Which will form the greater sciatic foramen. Then you have lesser sciatic foramen, which is formed by sacrotuberous ligament. Now sacrotuberous, you can see joining the sacrum and the ischial tuberosity, right? And we have obturator foramen. Let's look at the first picture once again. For obturator foramen, I said some part will be formed by the pubic bone and some part will be formed by the ischium bone. So let's look at this. This is the obturator foramen. Okay, this blue color which I am shading, this is the obturator foramen formed by the pubic bone and the ischium bone. Okay. The triradiate ligament which I said in the beginning is this. You can see this is the iliac bone. This is pubic bone, pink color, and this blue color is ischium bone. All three together contribute to make this acetabulum. Acetabulum is the cavity for head of the femur to attach, to form the hip joint. Okay. And these three bones before the puberty will be connected by the triradiate cartilage. So I hope now you know where is greater sciatic foramen, where is lesser sciatic foramen, where is obturator foramen, the bones of the hip in detail, the triradiate ligament. No need to worry about making these pictures. You just have to visualize it. You just have to know how it looks in our body. So now let's look at what structures passes through the sciatic foramen. So write down the main topic, sciatic foramen. We have how many sciatic foramen? We did it just few minutes ago. It is 2, greater and lesser sciatic foramen. So write down. Greater sciatic foramen and lesser sciatic foramen. So let's look at the structure which passes through the lesser sciatic foramen first, okay? So the first structure which passes through here is the pudendal nerve. What it is? Pudendal nerve. The second structure which passes is internal pudendal vessel. Internal pudendal vessels, okay? The third structure which passes is nerve to obturator. Nerve to obturator, or we can also call this obturator nerve, okay? The fourth structure which passes is tendon of obturator internus. Tendon of obturator internus. Now, you can remember this by the simple mnemonic, that is P-I-N-T. That is what? Pint. Okay? So it will help you remember them easily. Now let's move on with the greater sciatic foramen. The first is pudendal nerve. Same as the structure which passes through the lesser sciatic foramen. Second is internal pudendal vessels. And third is nerve to obturator. So just remove the T from the pint and the spin, pudendal nerve, internal pudendal vessel, nerve to obturator will also pass from the greater sciatic foramen. And there's something extra which passes through the greater sciatic foramen. For that, you remember 1, 2, 3. That is, one muscle will pass, and that muscle's name is piriformis muscle. What it is? Piriformis muscle along with its tendon. So write down muscle with tendon. 2 vessels will pass, and that is, write down superior gluteal nerve and vessels and inferior gluteal nerve and vessels. Okay, and 3 nerves will pass, and these 3 nerves are, write down, sciatic nerve, very important nerve. The second nerve is posterior cutaneous nerve of thigh. Posterior cutaneous nerve of thigh. And the third is nerve to quadratus. What is nerve to quadratus? Okay. So these are the structures which will pass through the sciatic foramen. Okay. I hope this is clear and is easy for you to learn.